What's going on, guys? Aaron with Lansing Lawn Service. Today we've got another driveway repair to do. This one is pretty gnarly. It's got a lot of grass in the center. Sorry, let me turn you back around here. We've got a few potholes, nothing too serious. So we'll just record it and we'll show it to you. Let's get to work. All right, and here we go. Another driveway repair. This thing was worse than I thought. It was worse than it appeared. So as we go through here, I'm going to explain what I'm doing and how this driveway went. So the first thing I do on this kind of driveway where there's a bunch of grass in the center, I run my Ventrac with the power rake down right up the middle and take out that grass. And what you can see Marcus doing there in the background was he was taking a pitchfork and throwing chunks of grass into the woods. Make sure that you stay tuned to the end of the video because I'm going to show some before and after pictures that really give you that good sense of transformation on this driveway, because it went from kind of gnarly to beautiful. So make sure that you stay tuned to the end. Now this driveway, it was quite long and it had a circle up by the house here. And so I spent a lot of time improving the crown on this circle part of the driveway. And it actually turned out really, really nice. They did have a few potholes up here, but it was by and large just improving the crown, getting that gravel back in the center, higher in the center, lower on the sides, and it really turned out really nice. I thought there was going to be a lot of big rock in this driveway, but it wasn't that bad. So they didn't end up needing any gravel on this driveway. The Ventrac does a very good job of repurposing the gravel that's already there. As you can see, it's already starting to look really good, and this isn't even the finished product. So I just love the way the Ventrac with the power rake just transforms driveways. It's the best tool, in my opinion, to redo driveways, because more than likely you won't have to add gravel to that driveway. So it's just wonderful. I love redoing driveways with the Ventrac. Now, this driveway has not been touched in 16 years, and that's when they put this driveway in, was 16 years ago. And they basically just used, from what the homeowner told me, they just used gravel and rock from around the property. They have something like 50 acres or something like that. A lot of it's farmland, so that's what she told me. I'll just choose to believe her on that. But this driveway was really nice, and I hated to work it up because it was so packed, and I love leaving packed driveways and not messing with them, but they had a lot of problems with this. They had some washouts, they had a couple of big potholes, and one really big pothole at the mouth of the driveway, and that was the biggest problem for these people, and so they wanted that fixed. And so I just decided, let's just do the whole driveway and make this thing look like new. And I'm telling you what, it turned out beautiful. I mean, it was one of the prettiest driveways I've done. So it really turned out nice. Alright, so what I'm doing here is I'm actually pulling in a bunch of gravel from the edges of the driveway now, because what had happened to this driveway is the middle was high, but then after they had driven on it for 16 years, on either side of that middle was lower, and it had pushed a lot of gravel out to the sides. And so I'm pulling that gravel in, digging down there, pulling that gravel in towards the center, so that we can use all of that gravel to improve the crown of the driveway and make it nice and firm all the way across, so that it stays nice for quite a while. Gravel driveways inevitably will need to be repaired. It's gravel. All roads need to be repaired. It's just the nature of a road, whether it's gravel, whether it's blacktop, or whether it's pavement. They all have to be repaired at some point. And so that's just the nature of the beast. So I'm pulling that gravel in to use it and build up that crown. Now this part here was the most frustrating part of the entire driveway. And this is why. It was very deceiving. So there was some water on top, but mostly it was just mud. It was just this thick mud, and you could see me pushing it there. All right, guys, so we are wrapping it up here on this driveway. It was a little bit frustrating. I know we didn't get very good footage for you today. This was just it was more than I anticipated, and so we just got wrapped up in doing the work. So the worst part, the hardest part, was this area right here. Now let me get on the other side of it so you can see it a little bit better. Oh man. Alright, so the hardest part was this area, and it was really wet here. So what I had to do, what I ended up doing, was going down super deep. I mean, as deep as the Ventrac would go with the power rake, and just grinding that stuff up. What I did is I brought down a lot of aggregate from the hill here down here to this area, mounted it all up, and then I went down super deep to mix in that dry stuff with the wet stuff, and it's gonna pack really nice now. Before I did that, I was trying to pack it, and it wasn't packing good. It was just like muck. But now it's packing really good, and as time goes on, it'll get better. Marcus right now is just running over it, packing it down with those tires, getting it nice and solid. don't know if you can see it or not, but it's packing really good, much better than it was. There's a little bit of softness here yet, but that's going to have to be good. It's a little soft here too, but I think over time, as it dries out, it'll become really solid as these people drive on it. Because it was a low spot, it comes in from the road here and it goes down. They have a culvert here, but it was really low here and all the water was running down here. So, sorry, trying to get the angles right. All the water was running down here. So we pulled dry stuff from up here, down here to this area. We brought it down from the hill to this area. And then after we got all the dry stuff in here, I went down deep, mixed it up really good with the Ventrac. Getting all that dry stuff in with the wet stuff, I think is going to really help this out. Now this is something that I'm experimenting here. But this is what I like to do. This is why I like driveway repair so much, is because you can experiment, and even as we are talking here, it is getting much more solid just as we're talking. So that's the nice thing about gravel too, is that once it sets up good and packs down, it's really nice. So I think we're done here. Just gonna finish packing it up. Once he's done packing, I'm gonna take before and after pictures, or after pictures rather. We'll see ya in the next video.